really a wonderful occasion, a tremendous simcha to be present with you today. I am truly going to speak only for a couple of minutes. You're supposed to go, Okay, I'll speak for 10. No. Just a couple of minutes, because I want to hear from the BarMitzvah boy who is really prepared. Not just a beautiful DevarTorah, but one that not just resonates with him, but one that after discussing it and reviewing the entire Torah portion, was able to take from that and extrapolate important life messages that resonated with him from the Torah portion. If I can ask for that just to remain silent just throughout the DevarTorah, would be appreciated. When Joel read the Ten Commandments, there's so much to be discussed and studied and analyzed concerning each of the Ten Commandments. But very interestingly, sometimes it's the little word that's placed there that teaches us a timeless life message. And at the beginning of the Ten Commandments, before it discusses the 10, it says, Vayidaber, God told Moses to tell the Jewish people, Le'mor. Le'mor in Hebrew means you should convey that message to others. Whenever we have that in the Torah, it's because God is talking to Moses one-on-one, and he says, transmit this important life message to those Jewish people. So the commentaries throughout the ages, for thousands of years, have asked the same question. Why the need to use the term Le'mor, that you, Moses, should tell others going forward, if all the Jewish people were present there and then at receiving of the Ten Commandments, receiving the Torah? Never before and never since has there ever been a period in which all the people were present and heard it directly from God. So what was God telling Moses when he says, I want you to convey this to them if they were there? It's like me saying to you, I want to tell you specifically, only you here, and I want you to tell other people, but you should only keep it for yourself. It doesn't make sense. So the commentaries explain, amongst many beautiful answers, one, that Jonathan, really this connects to you personally, as a very much on a personal level, as a human being, as a mention, as a proud young Jewish man today, which you are, a BarMitzvah boy, but also to your entire family and to the greater community. Remember, God is saying, of course, I'm telling you a message. But the message doesn't just apply for now. The message applies for every single day of your life. When you have a BarMitzvah boy, a BarMitzvah girl, they spend so much time, effort, and energy in preparation. I know because I'm part of it, and I know because in this specific case, I know that Jonathan, as I said before, has been so beautifully taught by his father, the Torah reading itself, with some assistance from online Chabad Trop trainer, but mainly from MP3s and different voice stuff. But truly, Jonathan has studied this for the better part of a year, and he knows it inside and out. But it's not just the message in the cantillations, in the notes of reciting the Mafta in the Haftarah, in reciting the praise, in reciting the DevarTorah. It is Le'mor. What does this mean to you today, Jonathan? And what is it going to mean for you every single day going forward? And to understand this, I want to take you back a little bit. A few years ago, just a few years ago, your father lived down the street, right down the street with your grandparents. And this is where the Eichler family began here in West Orange before they moved to Short Hills. It's around 15, 20 years ago, plus. And right down the road there was a shul which your grandparents were the cornerstone, the foundation of that community. And by extension, the Winnecks, your grandparents, out of Long Island. And over here you have seen generations that haven't just been involved, been committed, been affiliated with, but literally have lived Torah mitzvahs. It was your great-grandfather, Menachem Mendel, my namesake, who walked up a driveway that most young people couldn't walk up because he had to say Kaddish one Shabbos afternoon some 23 years ago, 22, 23 years ago. He walked up Izzy's driveway, which was impossible to get up on a good day because he had to say Kaddish for his beloved wife or his extended family. And because of that, and since then, your family, your extended Eichler family, has been the pillar, foundation, or cornerstone of our community when we started off. Your mother was one of the first who said, I want to come and have my daughter BarMitzvah here, Emma, and then Sophie, and then you. And then now to see you, and as was mentioned to me yesterday, which is interesting, how many boys, there may be some, but I can't recall too many. I'm doing so many bar mitzvahs and weddings, it's such an honor, but how many boys have been at their bris? Don't blame me, I wasn't the moil. I was just there at the bridge. And I remember it so beautifully in your house, that special celebration, along with the other celebrations that we've had in your house. To be in your bris and watch you, as Hannah said last night, watch you grow, watch you be so committed. There's some really great stories that we'll share because of time another time about Jonathan, about not just his willingness to stand up and answer anything in Hebrew school, stand up and say certain things when asked to speak in public, because you have a beautiful balance to you. On the one hand, you seem like a shy, reserved child. Your sisters don't believe that, but I'm telling you it's true. The greatest thing, he seems like a quiet, sweet kid, but at the same time, he's very perceptive. Jonathan, you're very perceptive, you're very out there, and you get it, and you have, yeah, you're fast, you're quick. You get it, and you're with it, you're on the ball. And I'll never forget, one Shabbos afternoon, across in Jura Park, after we finished services, your grandmother schlepped me, she says, Rabbi, we need a prayer. I said, is everyone okay? He says, yes. They're down 6-4 and Jonathan's pitching. I said, on Shabbos? Anyway, I come over there, I wish everyone good Shabbos, and I'm thinking, I'm doomed if I do, and I'm doomed if I don't. If they win, they're going to schlep me there every Shabbos. And if they lose, they're going to blame me, say the rabbi's no good, I'm never going to your shul. It happens to be that you were down, I think, more like 9-6. It was a big, but you came back and you won. And I take full credit. But I'll share with you one last thing. Somebody, a bar mitzvah boy, once went into the Rebbe, a blessed memory, for a private audience during his bar mitzvah. And he asked the Rebbe, he said, Rebbe, give me a message that I can take with me lemor for generations, that I cannot just tell myself this message every day, but Jonathan, I can communicate this message every day to my children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And do you know what the Rebbe answered him? The Rebbe asked him, do you like sports? And he says, I do. And the Rebbe said, what sports do you like? And he says, I'm a big baseball fan. This is, you're talking about in the 60s, the Brooklyn Dodgers, before our times. The Rebbe said, tell me something you learned from baseball. He said, you learn many things from baseball. The Rebbe asked him, if you're down 14-1, and it's your turn to bat, and you're bottom of the 9th inning, are you allowed to pick yourself up from the field and walk out? We're down 14-1. What are the chances we're going to come back 14-1? Almost zero. Rarely ever happens in the history of baseball. So the young boy, the bar mitzvah boy says to the Rebbe, absolutely not. You've got to stay and you've got to play out the last 3 innings. The Rebbe said, why? He said, because that's what the agreement is. People come to see you, people come to support you. You've got to finish your responsibility. And the Rebbe said, that's exactly the message of life. That every day you wake up, and some days you're up 14-1, and some days you're 14 all, and sometimes 14-14, it's a tie, and sometimes it's a lot less than that. But you must never give up. You must remember from those who have taught you every lesson in life, that no matter how challenging every day, how challenging life may be, in a good way, studying, pressure from peers, relationships, many different occurrences that can and do occur on a daily basis. God says, never ever give up. Just know you're responsible. God put you up to bat on the top of the inning, but if sometimes you find yourself at bat in the bottom of the inning, no matter what you feel, you're down, never give up. And always hold on to that faith and that belief. So I want to extend a very special thank you to everyone again. Thank you to Rabbi Hecht, who works so amiably and so beautifully with you. And also thank you to your parents for including us in this great simcha. You've been a beacon and light. You've been a special young man to watch grow up. And my joy, my excitement is, don't yawn when I'm speaking. Okay, my excitement is, Jonathan, and my promise to you is that I will be there with you throughout all your years, please God. I'll be there to celebrate with you and stand under your chuppah with your grandparents on both sides, please God, gesundheit and good health. And you should continue to give much nachas, much joy to your parents and your siblings and to all those who know you and who love you and are here to celebrate with you because you're special. And I'll conclude with saying that your name, Yehonatan Ephraim, as we said, Yehonatan means a gift from God, and Ephraim is one of the children which we bless our children every Friday night. Hashem should bless you, that you should continue being the blessing of God, that you are the gift of God to all those who know and love you, and Ephraim, that you should in turn give your children the same blessings that your parents and your grandparents are giving you, and let us say Amen. Amen. I'd like to call upon the Bracha Bar Mitzvah, followed by a special presentation by a dear family friend, a member of our Kehillah, former president of our congregation, Ben Paneri, who will join after Jonathan's DevarTorah and give Jonathan a special gift on behalf of the shul.
Is he 12? I got no idea. Yeah. Pretty good. Slowly.
Up is upside down. Shabbat Shalom, and thank you all for joining me and my family on this special day. My Torah portion is called Yitro. It is one of the most important Torah portions because it is when God gave the Jewish people the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments are probably the greatest and most famous religious moral code in the history of the world. So why is the Torah portion called Yitro and not the Ten Commandments? I will tell you why. Here is the background. Yitro was a high priest in Midian who heard about Moses and wanted to meet him because he learned about all the great miracles that occurred in Egypt. Yitro could not believe that Moses and his God made these miracles occur, including the 10 plagues and the amazing parting of the Red Sea. So Yitro set out to find Moses and to learn about Moses' powerful God. Once Yitro met Moses and learned about Judaism, he decided to convert to Judaism. The reason that the Torah portion is called Yitro is because we want to show respect for Yitro as he decided to follow in God's footsteps because he chose Judaism and he wasn't born Jewish. Yitro's daughter Zipporah ends up marrying Moses and Yitro becomes Moses' father-in-law. This is an important Torah portion because it is when God speaks to the Jewish people directly for the first time. Up to this time, there had always been a separation between God and the people. In this instance, the Jewish people gather at Mount Sinai, and God tells them that He is their God, and He gives them the Ten Commandments. God tells the Jewish people that if they follow His covenant or the Ten Commandments, then they will be His chosen people, and He will take care of them. If you think about it, the Ten Commandments are not very complicated. Most of us know them, and they are pretty basic. Believe in God, honor your parents, do not kill, do not steal, be faithful, and don't be jealous. But maybe the basic stuff is really the most important stuff after all. What are these commandments really? They are rules to live by. I am lucky to be able to live in a beautiful community and home with my family. There are many neighboring communities as well as places all over the world where people are not as fortunate. My family and I share some of what we have with others in need. This is our way of leading a good and moral life and honoring God and the Ten Commandments. As long as I can remember, my parents have shown me and my siblings the meaning of giving back and caring for others. For most of my life, we served a Thanksgiving dinner in the community center in Newark. And every year, we purchased many holiday gifts for the children who wouldn't otherwise receive a holiday gift. We do this to try to make the world a little bit better. These acts of kindness have made me who I am today and taught me to appreciate what I have in my life. A few years ago, my family and I went to Tanzania. We raised money for a primary school in Kenya, and we also brought the children in the school supplies. In the school supplies. My most vivid memory of our time spent in Kenya was how tightly the children grabbed and gripped the pencils that we handed out. I was so startled by that. Imagine a pencil having so much value that they're grabbing it so tightly. Honestly, I'd probably lose about a pencil a week. I frequently see pencils discarded carelessly, and these children gripped each pencil so tightly like they would never let it go. This summer, my family traveled to Peru. There, we found a children's community center in Cusco that needed our help. We were able to build a kitchen with running water for the community center where over 60 children go each day after school. There, the children get help with homework and participate in educational and social activities. Now that the community center has a kitchen with running water, the children can have hot, well-balanced meals after school. Also, we brought the children hats and gloves. The people at the community center were so thankful and appreciative for what our family did for them that they welcomed us into their community by dressing us up into their traditional clothing. We felt so loved and comfortable with them, and it was such a great experience. The children in the community center do not have access to toothpaste with fluoride or regular dental care. They desperately need toothbrushes and toothpaste. My mitzvah project is to collect dental supplies so that we can send them to the community center in Cusco. The Ten Commandments give us a basic foundation upon which to build a life. Although God knows humans aren't perfect, we strive to always follow the Ten Commandments and to be the best that we can be. For me, at this point in my life, being a good and moral person involves doing the right thing as a human being, working hard in school and other things I do as being a good friend, son, and brother. Being a good person for me involves helping those who aren't as fortunate as I am. Giving things and helping others makes me feel good. I hope to be able to continue to do this throughout my life. Being Jewish is part of who I am and my identity. I've grown up enjoying all the Jewish traditions. I've always enjoyed listening to the stories about the Parsha, and of course I love Hanukkah, the best of the Jewish holidays. In synagogue, I enjoy listening to Rabbi Solomon's sermons and his hilarious jokes. I have also learned and embraced the concepts of tzedakah and doing mitzvahs for Judaism. One of the most important things I've learned through doing community service is appreciation or gratitude for what I have in my life. Today I have so much to be thankful and grateful for. I am thankful for my family who can be here with me. I am so happy that my grandpa and grandma could be here with me on this special day. I am deeply saddened that my mom and papa could not make it on this day. I know how much they really want to be here. Thank you to my sister Emma for teaching me to be the best dancer ever and always being so nice, and to my sister Sophie for always brightening my days and being a hilarious sister. Thanks, Mom, for always being a loving, dope, awesome, cool mom and for always being there for me. And to Dad, a very special thanks to you for taking the time out of your busy life to teach me my Haftorah portion and my Haftorah. Also, thank you, Rabbi Hecht, for helping in the home stretch, and Rabbi Solomon for everything you do. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Hey, Jonny. Stay.
Called you a dope?
No, it's dope. It's an adjective.
Adjective, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a compliment.
So,
Sort
we're
of.
going to have a special presentation, and then we're going to have the Kiddush, and then the Hamotzi here, and then break for Kiddush, meaning make Kiddush on the wine, and then break for like Kiddush. I just want to convey what you said, a very special thanks to your mom. So your dad gets accolades, but your mom deserves equal, if not more, because she helped with the DevarTorah, but also put everything here together. So a very special thank you. And she wants to make sure that whenever I came over, there was good sushi. Was that you? No, that was you. Okay.
Definitely.
And also, on behalf of everyone, a very special mazel tov to Phil and Carol, all the way in Florida. We hope and we pray that they feel the energy and the joy and the celebration here, and that brings a recovery and a nachas that is beyond measure, that will last for many, many years. Amen. So I'd like to call upon Mr. Ben Paneri to join me, and please to say a few words. He gives a special gift that is given to all BarMitzvah boys on behalf of our shul.
We'll have a third set. What is it? A third set of those books. Oh. They can join the collection.
There's a lot of things you're going to learn over here. Jonathan, was not too long ago before you were running in shul like a little boy, and look at you today. Unbelievable, growing nice, handsome young boy. It's a great opportunity for me on behalf of myself and the community, the rabbi, the wife, and everyone is to present you with our great book, Our Heritage, and also not to mention just your beautiful reading. I thought for a second I'm listening to Israeli speaking and talking. So you did beautiful on your, first of all, on your Torah portion and the Haftarah. I follow every word, and you are amazing. Joel, your Ten Commandments were right up the par. Thank you for both sharing with us this beautiful BarMitzvah, and I'm glad to have the chance to celebrate with you.
Thank you,
I'd like to honor you with this book. Congratulations, Mazel Tov, and good job.
Beautiful. So, we can ask everyone to please rise. We cannot find the grape juice or the wine.
Oh.
So it's okay. Yeah. So this is not a life lesson for you, but you're allowed to make kiddush. It's not that time. You're allowed to make kiddush on, this is water, spirited water. But you won't get to drink any. We're just going to pass it around, and the adults can have a little L'chaim. Right? And then after you make the hamotzi for us. You ready?
Okay, yes.
Zochot Shabbos lekadsho sheishes yomim tavod v'ositzocho v'lachtecho v'moshi Shabbos lanerecho lo sase k'molocha tovim chvitecho v'chomatzodecho v'gecha shemishorecho כי שש ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ את היום ואת כל אשר בו וינח ביום השביעי על כן ברך אדוני את שם השבת ויקדשהו סביב מרנן ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו
Should have left a great.
Okay.
Okay.